People living near China's largest desert are using a multi-tiered defense system to prevent encroaching sand dunes from invading their homeland. China View has the story.
Farmer Abdul Hapar Metniaz from Sele County in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region is eager to see his pomegranates ripen. His fruit, or any kind of crops for that matter, could not have been grown here in previous years.
Every inch of soil was torn out of the desert.
Sele is located on the rim of the Taklamakan Desert, the largest desert in China. The county's entire population has been relocated 3 times throughout history due to the expansion of the desert. The most recent crisis occurred in the 1980s, when the desert expanded to the point where it was just 1.5 kilometers away from the county.
We had no way back at that time. Otherwise, we would have to retreat into the barren Kunlun Mountains.
Sele sees 200 dusty days a year on average. Its annual precipitation is just 35 millimeters. But despite the harsh climate, the people of Sele are starting to turn the tide in the war against desertification. Nearby sand dunes have been contained, and some have been forced to retreat. Rose willow and saxaul trees form a barrier protecting local residents from the sand. The residents' secret weapon is a 5-tier sand break network designed by the Xinjiang Institute of Ecology and Geography under the Chinese Academy of Sciences. The outermost tier is a sand-resistant river, while the second tier is a row of shrubbery located behind the river. The third line of defense is a layer of shrubwood that helps to slow wind speeds and prevent dust from drifting toward the county.
We transport water through an underground pipeline and use a trickle irrigation technique. The poplars are standing on the outer line.
The crisscrossing vegetation belts have worked to effectively stop the advancing desert.
We planted the rose willow trees in an L shape. The willow belt encircles the coal sand break area, which is made up of wild jujube trees. The trees are planted via direct seeding. Next year, we can graft more to form a new belt.
The last tier of defense is a forest that bears fruit like the pomegranates Metniaz has planted.
I have planted more than 10,000 trees in recent years, but even I am not the most prolific planter in my village.
Local forestry officials have mobilized farmers to plant the trees. However, their work is quite difficult. Sometimes, strong winds quickly bury their saplings, forcing them to remove the sand manually. However, the greatest challenge is the hot weather and lack of precipitation. High temperatures and fierce winds can combine to destroy the saplings in May and June. Fortunately, some local farmers came up with a way to defend their trees.
Look, the cup standing beside is to stop the dry and hot wind. This gadget effectively protects the saplings. Previously, we resorted to a nitro curtain. By that I mean we planted 2 rows of cotton, which is drought and wind resistant. In the center, we planted a row of wild jujube trees. It worked well, but if the wind is too intense, the cotton might fail.
The farmers' hard work has boosted the forest coverage rate in Sele, with nearly half the county covered in trees.
We planted these trees in March. Look there. In February, the soil under my feet was all like that. Now it's all different.
The fruit harvested from the trees they've planted has also helped pad their pocketbooks.
Now the pomegranate trees are starting to bear fruit. I can earn 30,000 yuan a year. Taking lumbering into account, my profits may even double.
A stone tablet that bears no inscription stands just outside of Sele. The tablet marks the front line of local residents' fight against the encroaching desert, as they hope to remain where they are and never let it out of their sight.